Maybe I just didn't love them anymore. No, wait, that was when I was 13. Moving on. This is grade 5. This is actually when I realized that I suffered from hand-me-down syndrome. Gotta try that. Okay, moving on. We have a card here. This one I drew my mom going downstairs, and there's me at the bottom of the stairs, and I'm getting a heart from the room full of hearts.
A whole bunch of hearts at the bottom of those
And there's a little trap door that you open up, and it says, "I love you" inside. And then you open it up, and it says, "Roses are red, violets are blue, and sugar is sweet, and so are you." Again, not original, but I did get a little creative. I actually glued in a piece of gum for my mom. And it's still here to this day. Wow.
They need your presents.
Okay, for my dad, happy Father's Day coming up. Again, I like you.
Of course.
And then we open it up, and it's rose red, violets blue. You're the sweetest man I ever knew. Yeah, okay. And then moving along. And so now this grade 5 is when I realized that I was becoming the class clown. So I made this newspaper. It's actually called the Star News, and it was full of very, very silly things. Corey was injured in a car accident, both his legs are broken, he's by 1 hour after Corey's accident, he broke John's arm and stepped on his head for putting this dumb story in this dumb paper. Snoopy shoots down the Red Baron, page 3. So, it also had really good tidbits like this classified ad that's next. There's a classified ad that was in here. This is a birth announcement. My first words were Star Wars, and John was later found on the floor, freaked out, saying, "Boba Fett, Boba Fett, Boba Fett!" That was all the rage in grade 5. Comedy gold, grade 5. Okay, moving on to grade 6. No photo for some reason. But I do have this next picture, which is from this newspaper, and it says grade 6 Florence Nightingale school student John Gordon working on a sequel to his award-winning book, Adventures of the Fuzz People. Yeah, I did write a book. It was entered in a contest, and it won first place in the city. It was about the Fuzz People, and they lived in the forest, and there were characters such as Papa Fuzz, Professor Fuzz, Fuzzette. Yeah, I learned a lot writing that book, such as plagiarism, completely acceptable at the grade school level. And you can see that I have all the things you need to write a great book there, eh? Blue tape and scissors. That was the photo op they planned for you. Let's not have them sitting there with a pen. No, let's get them with some glue.
Arts and crafts time.
Well, we actually made the book.
Yeah.
So that's why. And then moving on, we have the card for my dad. Did I drop something? But that's okay. I have a card for my dad. Rose are red, violets are blue. I'm cool, and so are you. But I drew you cool. Yeah. And then you open it up, and boy, you're a lucky guy to have a day to remember you by. I actually wrote that. And then moving on to my mom, I have a card for my mom. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Okay, but anyway, I'll just read from here. That's okay. Moving on, I drew Ziggy for my mom, and then it opens up, and then it opens again, and Rose, no, wait a minute. Oh my God. I wish you a happy Mother's Day in this joyful rhyme, and on that happy Mother's Day, have a whale of a time. I actually wrote that. Yeah.
That's a good Ziggy. That's fucking decent.
I drew a neat Ziggy. Wait till later in years when Bloom County came on and I started drawing with this.
Oh yeah.
I kicked ass drawing this.
I can draw Garfield.
And then one other thing we have here from grade 6. This was the Factathon. I scored 100% in the Factathon and got this. I actually got a trophy for this too. And incidentally, years later as an adult, playing sponge hockey, we won our division, and I got a trophy. And I was so excited because it was the first time in my life that I ever got a trophy that wasn't for math. Right. And then moving on. And then now just one other thing I want to show you. This is the back page of all those pages where you see the photo. This is what it would look like. And new friends, you see. Actually, Tammy was actually in kindergarten with me, but I really fucking hated her, so that's why she's a new friend in grade 1. But what I really want to show you is when I grow up, I want to be is at the bottom. And there's various choices there, and it's really not very select. It's not a good selection. There's no engineer or pilot, but there is cowboy. Cowboy was an option in the 70s.
Oh my God.
There's no Indian either. Just noticing. Sorry. Anyway, but I checked off scientist, and I actually checked off scientist all the way through to grade 3. At which point, you'll see there's a squiggle there, because what I did is I went back and I actually erased the check marks next to scientist, and I wrote in store clerk. All the way up to grade 3, and because it was in grade 3 that I realized that it was going to be really hard to be a scientist. Probably a lot easier to be a store clerk. But in grade 4, I again checked off scientist, went back, scratched out store clerk, and rechecked scientist in every year, because it was in grade 4 that I realized that not all jobs are paid the same. Honest to God, this is a true story. And then by grade 6, I checked the scientist in grade 5, but in grade 6, I changed it again, and I checked writer. I decided in grade 6 I wanted to be a writer, and that's what's bringing me here now. But in retrospect, I guess you could say that I obviously didn't realize in grade 6 that most writers are paid worse than store clerks. And that's me. I'm John Gordon.